Respected elders, educationists, linguists, dear teachers and dear students, welcome. In this class, we are to see the production of 12th consonant phoneme year. How the 12th consonant phoneme year, Tamil consonant phoneme year is produced. We are to see with a due diagram. Come. Tamil consonant phonemes, production of the 12th consonant phoneme year, line 354, dated 18/5/2025. Production of Tamil and English consonant phonemes. Production of Tamil 12th consonant phoneme year. Year is produced by smoothly rubbing the tip of the tongue on the hard palate of the mouth. Ear is produced by smoothly, gently rubbing the tip of the tongue on the front, on the hard palate. It is on the front tongue, on the roof of the front tongue. Hard palate means on the roof of the front tongue. This is the definition given by both Tulhopium and Nano. See how the English consonant phoneme air is produced. How Daniel Jones defines the production of the consonant phoneme air. Air is produced by holding the tip of the tongue not close enough to the hard palate to cause friction and lowering the central tongue with a general contraction. This is air is produced by holding the tip of the tongue not close enough to the hard palate and lowering the middle of the tongue to cause friction and making a general contraction of the tongue. This is the definition given by Daniel Jones. That is, air is produced by holding the tip of the tongue not close enough to the hot palate to cause friction and lowering the middle of the tongue with general contraction. This is the definition given by Daniel Jones. Now, let us see my definition regarding the production of the 12th consonant phoneme, consonant vowel phoneme year and the consonant English phoneme year. Now, let me give you my definition. Year is produced by gently rubbing the hard palate by the tip of the tongue and sending out the air pushed out by the vocal cords through the mouth by something. This is my definition. That is, that is the thumb, ear is produced by gently rubbing the hard palate by the tip of the tongue and sending out the air pushed out by the vocal cords through the mouth. Again, ear is produced by gently rubbing the hard palate by the tip of the tongue and sending out the air pushed out by the vocal cords through the mouth. This is my definition of producing the consonant phoneme ear. Example, molar, car, where, thought. Ear is produced by gently rubbing the hard palate by the tip of the tongue and sounding. Ear is produced by gently rubbing the palate by the hard palate by the tip of the tongue, sounding. Note: when the tip of the tongue gently rubs the hard palate, the air absorbed by the vocal cords escapes through the sides of the front tongue and comes out through the mouth when sounded, producing the consonant phoneme it, producing the consonant phoneme ear. This is this is my note. When the tip of the tongue gently rubs the hard palate, the air pushed out by the vocal cords escapes through the sides of the front tongue and comes out through the mouth when sounded and comes out through the mouth when sounded, producing the phoneme, consonant phoneme ear. Then let us see how the English consonant phoneme ear is produced. The English consonant phoneme ear is produced by holding the tip of the tongue near the hard palate without touching it, lowering the central tongue, making a general contraction of the tongue and sounding. This is my definition. That is, the English consonant phoneme ear is produced by holding the tip of the tongue near by holding the tip of the tongue near the hot palate without touching it and sounding without touching it and lowering the middle of the tongue with general contraction of the tongue sounding. Example, rain, rain, ring, ring. These are letter symbols. These are phonemic symbols. Rain, rain, ring, ring, not ring, not rain. See, this phoneme does not occur at the final position of any word. That is, the English consonant phoneme your does not appear at the end position of any word. Example, car, not car, car, not car. Teacher, 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 not teacher, teacher, not a teacher. Thus, the consonant phoneme here does not appear at the final position in any word, in any English word. Ir and ir are totally different phonemes. The Tamil phoneme ir is not present in English, more or less. The Tamil phoneme ir is absent in English. Now let us see the diagrams. See, this is the diagram explaining the production of the consonant phoneme ir. See, this is the tip of the tongue. This is the hard palate. This is the vocal cord. This is the tip of the tongue. This is the hard palate. This is the vocal cords. That is, when the tip of the tongue, when the tip of the tongue gently rubs the hot palate and sounds, the air pushed out by the vocal cords escapes through the sides of the tongue and comes out through the mouth, producing the phoneme ear. Again, when the tip of the tongue gently rests on the hard palate, and when it is sounded, the air pushed out by the vocal cords comes out through the sides of the tongue and comes out through the mouth, producing the phoneme ear. Here, see, let us see here. Here, the English consonant phoneme ear, how it is produced. Yes, you see, here the tip of the tongue is having a contact with the hard palate, but here the tip of the tongue and the hard palate are not having any touch. That is, the tip of the tongue is quite away from the hard palate. There is no touch between the hard palate and the tip of the tongue. Thus, see, this phoneme, when the tip of the tongue is held near the hard palate without touching it, when the tip of the tongue is held near the hard palate without touching it and sounded, when the tip of the tongue is held near the hard palate without touching it and sounded, the ear, the ear pushed out by the vocal cords escapes to the sides of the tongue, escapes to the sides of the tongue and comes out through the mouth, producing the consonant phoneme ear, 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 ear. See, English consonant phoneme ear, ear, ear. English consonant phoneme ear, 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 ear. So this consonant phoneme is not available in English. This phoneme ear is totally different from the Tamil consonant phoneme ear. So these are the 10 positions that we should bear in mind. So again, a Tamil consonant phoneme ear is produced by gently rubbing the tip of the tongue and the hard palate and sounding the tip of the tongue. It is ear is produced by gently rubbing the hard palate by the tip of the tongue and sounding. When when it is sounded, the air pushed out by the vocal cords comes out through the mouth, escapes through the sides of the tongue and comes out through the mouth. On the other hand, the English consonant for ear is produced by holding the tip of the tongue near the hot palate without causing any friction and sounding. Ear is produced by holding the tip of the tongue near the hot palate without touching it, lowering the middle tongue with a general contraction of the tongue and sounding. When we sound keeping the tip of the tongue like this, the air pushed out by the vocal cords comes out, escapes through the sides of the tongue and comes out through the mouth, producing the phoneme ear. Thus, educationists, linguists, and those who are, specialists in phonemes, of any language, both English and Tamil. And they teach us. Thus we have seen here how the 12th Tamil phoneme is produced. Ir is produced. Ir is produced. Ir is produced by making a by gently rubbing the tip of the tongue on the front of the mouth, that is on the hard palate, and sounding. When it is sounded, the air pushed out by the vocal cords comes out through the mouth, escaping on the through the sides of the tongue. But the tip of the tongue makes a then the tip of the tongue makes a gentle rubbing on the hard palate, and when it is sounded, the air escapes through the mouth, producing the phoneme ear, ear. But in English, the English phoneme ear is produced by by cooling the tip of the tongue near the hot palate without touching it and sounding. When it is sounded, the air pushed out by the vocal cords comes out through the mouth, producing the phoneme ear, 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 Tamil phoneme, ear, English phoneme. So these two phonemes are not alike. They are not equivalent. They are totally different. It would be better to say that the Tamil phoneme is not available in English. Again, so I have to remind and request educationists, linguists, and I mean, and scholars of phonemes, and my dear teachers, that is again and I have to remind it. That is, as long as the phonemes used in a language are alive, as long as the phonemes used in a language are alive, that language would exist. When any language goes on gradually losing its losing the its originality, the originality of the phoneme. In course of time, that language would lose its original, its identity, and it would become nothing in course of time. Once upon a time, in world, there were more than 12 classical languages. I mean, Latin, Greek, Egypt, Hebrew, Tamil, Chinese, Sanskrit, etc. There were more than 12 classical languages in the world once upon a time. But most of the languages, especially Latin and Greek, have lost their originality. It is because I mean, the English has included the English language has eaten the phonemes of Latin and Greek. So they have lost their originality. It is English that is occupied the phonemic places of Latin and Greek and German. So nowadays it is only those mainly two languages, Tamil and Chinese, are living and they have been lost their area. They are going on expanding. Particularly Tamil is going on expanding its areas in the globe. That's all say. Both Tamil and Chinese are are the two classical languages which are like nowadays. Even Sanskrit, because to the maximum extent, it has lost its popularity and area. Even once it was a classical language, but now it has no area to rule, like Tamil and Chinese. So it is my kind request to Tamil scholars, linguists. It is the 33 Tamil phonemes, particularly the 21 consonant phonemes, should be kept alive carefully. If the 21 consonant phoneme, Tamil phonemes are to be kept alive forever, and linguists should be extremely careful, and they should go on explaining the protection of these 21 consonant phonemes according to the modern scientific methods. Grammatically, we should go on. I am giving to the max. I have given what I have learned and what I have understood from my learning. Those who are more interested or have known more than me are indebted to take it to the both the teaching and learning communities. It is again, it is my kind request to both to the linguists, educationists, and the government of Tamil Nadu to pay due attention in giving a phoneme. The 33 phonemes used in Tamil. Because particularly, three, the three phonemes of Lagaram, Lagapus, common Lagaram and special Lagaram. Il, and Il are going on losing their identity. See, Il, Lagaram, common Il, then special Lagaram. See, this Lagaram is keeping its identity live, alive, but the common Lagaram yield in most of the places has lost its originality. It sounded as ill. Ill in most of the places is sounded as ill because of the domination of English. And also the special ill is also sounded as ill. You see, Tamil, ill. Sorry. These drawbacks should be rectified. And also, there are three nasal phonemes in, and in. This is Tannagaram. This is Rannagaram. This is Dannagaram. This Rannagaram and Dannagaram are going on losing their identity. In when we write Tamil names in English, this Rannagaram and Dannagaram lose their identity and they are sounded as the Kannagaram in. You see, onion. Here, in is onion, okay, onion. But here, this Rannagaram in becomes in. Here, Kannan. But we write it as Kannan. When we write in English, Kannan, we write in English as Kannan. It should be pronounced as Kannan, not Kannan. Kannan. Likewise, in that is the Dannagaram in becomes the Tannagaram in. That is a Kannan. When we write in English, we write like this. Both Kannan and Kannan are written like this. Kannan, Kannan. So Kannan and Kannan would be, when we write in English, they would be pronounced as Kannan. So they are losing their identity. That is the Rannagaram and Dannagaram are losing their identity. So it is the part of the linguists and language pundits to keep alive. What are the English symbols should be used to keep their identity, to keep alive their identity? So I request, I request both the learning community and the linguists and the government of Tamil Nadu take proper care in keeping alive the 24 and 21 consonant phonemes used in Tamil. Then only the classical language, the classical language would be language till the last day of the earth. So, respected elders, educationists, linguists, teachers, and students, I heartily thank all of you for patiently and keenly watching the lessons, watching my lessons, recording the production of the 12th consonant Tamil phoneme year and the English consonant phoneme year. Till I meet you in the next class, I wish all of you a very nice and sweet time. Thank you.